Welcome to LOA Today. I'm Walt Thiessen, and we're doing a special podcast of LOA Today, broadcast also to the Law of Attraction Changed My Life group. This was a pre-announced broadcast, and the purpose of it is to explore the idea, and not just the idea, but the practice of using group energy to help us achieve what we want most in life. Now, yesterday I went on to the Law of Attraction Changed My Life group and posted a post asking people to give input as to what kinds of events they would like to have for the purpose of using group energy to try to attract certain things into their lives. In other words, what would they want to attract? And got a whole bunch of different answers, compiled the whole thing up, and not terribly surprisingly, the number one answer was people want to attract more wealth or more money into their lives. So we're doing this as a special test today to see, well, first of all, how many of them really want to do this badly enough to come and show up and be a part of this. And also because I'm really curious about an effect that gets described in a lot of different places. I just realized you can't see me, so let me see if I can fix this here. There, now you can see me. Sorry about that. Just realized that. But we can see it in a lot of different places. In religious circles, they're often known as prayer circles or prayer groups. In non-religious circles, they're often meditation groups, transcendental meditation. People have been doing this for a number of years, trying to affect a lot of different aspects of human life. There have been tests done to see if people can, as a group, influence crime rates or help people to heal and so forth. And there was an author, or is an author, who has done extensive work in this regard. Her name is Lynne McTaggart, and I actually got her book here. This is her third book, The Power of Eight, by Lynne McTaggart. And McTaggart is a journalist who involved herself in basically looking into and trying to do scientific research to discover whether or not there is a group phenomenon that can help people to heal or to improve their lives in some way, or to help improve the prospects for peace on Earth, or improve the environment, or a variety of different things like that. And toward that end, she has engaged in quite a few activities over the years for the purpose of accomplishing exactly that. In fact, she has ongoing groups that meet, I believe, every weekend. It could be daily, I'm not sure which. But they actively use the power of group intention to help people with dread diseases to heal. In fact, I was just checking her website earlier today. I should have written it down. I didn't, the URL of that website. But if you look up The Power of Eight or Group Intention, you'll probably find it. It's pretty easy to find. Again, her name is Lynne McTaggart. And they go after, trying to help people who have stage 4 cancer, or who have severe chronic medical conditions such as, curvature of the spine and stuff like that. And they've actually been able to help people, in many cases, reverse and overcome such conditions. I don't think their track record is perfect, but from what I understand and from what I've read in this book anyway, they have a very successful track record. They've accomplished quite a bit. So I was thinking, what happens if we tried the same concept of applying group attention, group energy, to see if we can help people here in the Law of Attraction Changed My Life group, as well as our listeners of the podcast, to manifest things into their lives that are most important to them. And that's the impetus behind today's podcast. Now, I did put out there that we were going to do it on the topic of wealth and money. That's the one that people voted for the most. And hopefully some people who were interested in that have decided to tune in. If you have decided to tune in, feel free to basically chime in. Right now, I'm not seeing a whole lot of activity. Let's see, is there a lot of activity going on here? I don't think so, but let me just double check. Yeah, I'm not really seeing a whole lot of activity right now. But I'm going to hang out for a bit. I'll talk about the topic for a bit. And if any of you are interested in joining in with me, I would be very happy to help apply my energy and the energies of anyone else who might be tuning in to see if we can help you with your own stuff. So I do see we have a couple comments. I see Pat saying happy to be here. Great, Pat. Glad that you're here as well. Lovely Samba also saying hello. What I want to invite you to do is share. You can put it into the comments if you like. share something that you're trying to attract that regards money or wealth. I mean, try to be a little bit specific. One of the things that McTaggart discovered in her book, The Power of Eight, or actually wrote about in her book, she discovered it in the research that led up to the book, is the importance of being specific. That her groups, her worldwide intention groups, actually got better results when people were specific about what it is they wanted, why they wanted, what they wanted to accomplish, what they would hope would happen as a result of it. So, for instance, if somebody has a dread disease, right? So, what they would try to focus on is helping that person get more positive energy and feel more love and to feel healing energy, and toward that and help to perhaps dissolve a tumor or something like that. So it's much more specific than just, I want to get over cancer. So in the case of wealth or money, it would be, I want to get a new job that pays me more money, or I want to, and maybe specifically, $10,000 more or something like that. Or maybe it's, I want to attract money that applies out, that comes to me out of the blue, out of thin air. I'm surprised by, $1,500 that shows up or something like that. So not that necessarily you're going to get that, but more that the more specific you are, the more likely you're going to get positive results. The other aspect of this, and this is what really motivated me to try to explore this with you guys today, and perhaps to do this on an ongoing basis, I'm actually thinking about doing this as a regular thing, is the effect that it has not just on the person who is kind of the target of everyone's attention, but apparently, according to Ms. McTaggart, the people who do the intending can often get even more benefit than the intended target, which I find to be fascinating. That's a fascinating thing. It's not terribly surprising, I suppose. There are lots of people who advocate the idea of giving. The more that you give, the more you're likely to receive, and so forth. And that's all perfectly well and good. But the idea of doing that in a group, I had not really heard of that in particular. Group energy devoted toward a target that ends up helping the group members specifically. And there are a lot of different ways that she details in her book how group members are helped. It seems to be effective regardless of whether or not the persons are in a small group, such as a group of 8, or in a large group in numbering in the thousands. I mean, she literally has hundreds of thousands who follow her and many hundreds and thousands who actively participate in her, it's either weekly or daily, healing attempts with people who are in serious situations. And it almost doesn't matter what the number is. So I figured, well, let's try it with what we've got here. Now, I see that Pat is saying she's trying to attract paying customers to her website. Okay, that's good. That's a good specific one. And Sambo is just saying trying to attract money. Well, okay, that's fine. You might want to be a little bit more specific than that, just because it's helpful to be specific. The more specific that you are, the more likely you're going to get results, not just in terms of what you're trying to attract with other people helping you, but more in terms of how you can help somebody else. So, if our group is helping Lovely Sambo, then when we're helping by focusing specifically on your specifics rather than the general desire to attract wealth, we're actually giving ourselves more benefit. And similarly, when you are helping us to focus on somebody else, you're getting more benefit because the request is more specific. So the more specific you can make it, the better. Again, so we'll be helping both Pat and Lovely Sambo in a moment. Again, if you have something that you want to get help attracting, put a comment in there, and we'll do that. Let me just check something here. I have to. Oh, we have a like. Okay, that's good. So people are tuning in. They're catching what's going on. Now, the way we're going to do this is pretty simple. We're going to, and by the way, if you have a photo of whatever it is you're trying to attract, or a photo of yourself, or a photo of, like what you would be look like doing your job, or what your job is about, or, if that's what you're trying to attract, or if you're going to attract a particular amount of money for a purpose, maybe a photo of that purpose. If you have any kind of photo or image or graphic, put it into the comments, and that'll give us something to focus on, because McTaggart found that a talisman like that, a sort of an icon to represent what it is that we're trying to help you attract, actually increases the likelihood that you're going to get the result that you want. So if you want to take a moment to find an icon or a picture or something like that to plug in, that would be great. The other thing is what we're going to do is each person that we're going to help, we're going to, I'll read what it is they're trying to do, and then we're just going to try to focus on that person, and focus on giving love to that person, giving joy to that person, wishing success, just basically focusing on as many good, positive things as we can. And we'll do it for about 2 to 3 minutes. Mostly, obviously, I'm the one doing the talking here, so I'll just try to kind of talk through a little bit, but I'll also pause for moments and just, kind of let us just focus on stuff. And what I want you to do is to not only do the same kind of focusing at your end, but you can even type in the comments, like if we're working on Pat first, with Pat's desire to attract paying customers to our website, you can put a reply comment and saying, yes, I'm focusing on sending you love, something like that. Similar to what you see when people ask for, they're going through a bad time and they post something saying, asking for good vibes, the same kind of thing. You post something to say, yes, I hear you, I'm with you, I'm giving you good vibes. Well, do the same thing here, because what that does is it focuses the mind. And what we're aiming for is to have enough of us focusing our minds that we actually create kind of a group consciousness, which is an interesting concept by itself. And I just want to talk about that for a moment too, because there are a lot of different belief systems out there about the nature of humans, the nature of life, of eternal life, of who we are, where we come from, the nature of source energy, of God. There's lots of stuff out there. The viewpoint that I follow, and I think it's probably a fairly common viewpoint, is that, yes, we are all part of the same thing. We are part of the same consciousness. We're part of the same spirit. We're part of the same source energy. And we are all individuals. We're both. And there's really not a contradiction there. You really can be part of the group, and you can also be individual. You can be both. So the part of us that is connected to everybody else, that's the part we're currently trying to tap into. We're doing so as individuals, but we're trying to do so together so that group energy gets going. Because when that group energy gets going, that's when interesting things can happen. Not only are we hoping to attract wealth, obviously, but you want to pay attention to what happens during the podcast. Now, we have a relatively small audience right now. That's okay. So we may not get the kind of effects that Lynn McTaggart was talking about in her book, but she mentions how if you get enough people involved, people can start feeling things viscerally, on their skin, in their bodies and so forth during the experience of doing this group interaction, focusing on people. So I want you to just kind of be aware and notice if anything like that comes up. And if it does come up, make note of it, mentally. You can even write it down and then bring it up later and mention, this happens, so that we can all get a sense of how people are experiencing this. Because really that's what this is about. This is an experiment. This is a test to see what happens when we apply group energy to help everyone. So, okay. And yes, Pat says she's sending lights. That's a good thing. Oh, and Janice has posted something. Attract future clients that pay what I am worth for my hard work and services. All right. Very good, Janice. Okay. So let's start. Pat was, I think, the first one who posted. And let me see if I've got the, do I have the original post here? I need to refresh this. So give me a second here so I can get the refresh on the page. But I believe Pat was asking for clients to her website. So let's just make sure that I got that right. And of course, everything's loading slowly, as often happens. Okay. Well, I'm not seeing that comment that she had, but we'll start with Pat anyway, because I know that she typed it. I'm just not seeing it right now. So we're going to focus on Pat, and we're going to send her energy, and we're going to focus on her getting clients coming to her website, paying clients, so that she can improve her business. We'll focus on that for about a minute or two. So just start focusing your energy, pass your love her way. You can close your eyes if that helps. You can type a message to her. But basically, just focusing on Pat getting all these clients coming to her website. And one of the best things that we can do when we're focusing is imagine what it's like right then. What does it happen? Well, right as it happens, Pat gets excited. She's got all these clients coming, and she's so excited, and it just builds the energy inside of her. She starts to get so happy that people are contacting her and are wanting her services. So focus on Pat, and I'll just pause for a moment. Just maintain Pat in your thoughts and in your feelings, and just feel really good and send out the love to her. All right. And keep putting that love out to her. Keep putting that attention out to her. And just keep thinking about those clients coming to her website and how happy it makes her feel. Just keep focusing on that for a moment. And pay attention as you're focusing on her. How does this affect you too? Because we want to know both sides of this. How's it affecting everybody? So keep your attention. Just keep sending that love to her. Keep sending that attention to her. All right. Good. So now you have an idea of how we're going to do this. It doesn't take much time. You can tell it goes pretty quickly. So let's move on to the next one. I love to see people who are sending good vibes. That's great. So let's see. Let's go on. Teep, I do see you. I'm going to do Janice next. Janice said she's attracting future clients that pay what she's worth for her hard work and services. And we certainly all want that, but we especially want it for Janice. So now for the next minute or so, let's just focus on Janice. Focus on sending love to her. Focus on hoping the best for her, wishing the best for her, imagining those wonderful clients coming to contact her, willing to pay for her hard work, willing to recognize the value of what she offers, and just focus on her joy when those clients are showing up. So let's just focus on Janice and help Janice bring her clients to her for just a moment. Just focus on that energy, focus on the love. Focus on that energy for Janice. I'm imagining Janice getting so excited when those clients start contacting her. Just keep focusing on that. I think I can imagine Janice smiling right now as she's listening to this. All right, we're all putting that energy out for Janice. All right, good. So thank you all for that. So we're making good progress here. Let's see. Now, Teepa has, let's see, she'd love to make a living helping people by sharing her story, and she provides a link to her story. And actually, I'm not going to try to click the link right now because my computer is doing too much in terms of trying to do the broadcast, but I'll trust that it's taking you to a good place. So Teepa wants help. She wants to make a living. So I'm gathering this is something that she has either just started or has not yet started. But nevertheless, let's put out to her that we're sending love her way, we're sending joy, we're sending success her way, and that she's going to be telling and sharing her story. And as she does that, she's going to be able to make a living doing it. That would be a wonderful thing. I mean, really, that's what we all want, isn't it? To be doing what we love and be able to make a living do it. So, okay, let's focus on Teepa for a moment. Focusing on Teepa, sending love to her, sending joy her way, focusing on her telling and sharing her story. And as she shares her story, she gets great satisfaction from it. And the people she tells the story to also get great satisfaction from it. And she's smiling and she's enjoying this so much. She's so happy that all these good things are coming. That's the beautiful part, right? You're focusing on this great event, this great series of events where she tells her story over and over and over again. And it leads to, I don't know what, but it leads to situations where she's able to earn a living doing it. So we're putting that energy out for Teepa. Again, if the spirit moves you, feel free to post something on the post where you're reading the broadcast or watching the broadcast to let her know that you're sharing her energy. sharing your energy to her. Or putting out that energy for Teepa. And I'm noticing, too, in her link, there's a reference to public speaking. So apparently she's going to be telling her story, sharing her story in public forums. So I'm adding to my wish for her. I'm actually trying to visualize her in front of audiences, sharing her story, telling her story, and getting these wonderful reactions from the audiences. So just keep pouring your love out toward Teepa. All right. So good stuff. All right. Well, let's see. What do we have here? We have a few more comments, I think. Oh, it's just the board acting funny. Okay, I guess not. So, yes, if anyone else wants to have us put attention on what you're trying to attract, feel free to put it into the comments. Beyond that, well, actually, I'd like to add my thing to it. I'd like to have a little group support too, because I want to build up the podcast that I do. I do a podcast with 12 co-hosts. I have 12 people who help me 6 days a week, twice a day, Monday through Friday, and once on Sunday evening, doing a podcast on the subject of the law of attraction. And we currently have quite a few listeners, somewhere around 200, 250 people listening per episode, but I want to get that up into the thousands. So I would appreciate it if you would put out energy that my podcast helps to reach tens of thousands of people, because that's my goal to get to. So if you don't mind, please put out there that I get that kind of following. Good reactions to it. Okay, that's good. People liking what we're doing. That's a good thing. And thank you to all of those who are putting out to me that I get the kind of listenership I'm looking for. Is there anyone else who wants to have us put this out? And this may be a relatively short session, but that's okay. If that's the way it works out, that's fine. But if there is anybody else who wants to get us putting group energy out for you, just post something in the comments section and we'll pick it up. I'll give it a couple minutes for you guys. Meantime, I do want to let you guys know, those of you who we have put out the energy for, who we've been trying to give you the power of the group to help you achieve your manifestations that you're looking for. I will be reaching out to you, not frequently, but occasionally, maybe a week from now or maybe a month from now, that kind of thing, to find out, has this helped at all? What has happened since we did this session with you? Because I also want to do some tracking to find out, is this working? Is this paying off for people? Or is this just, us, making a lot of noise for nothing? I don't think it is. I think this is actually going to produce some stuff. But it's nice to know what it is. And that gives us information to share with others and help reinforce for others that they too can attract what it is that they want into their lives. And that a good way to do that is by using the power of the group to do it. So I don't see any new comments coming in, so I'll presume this is a relatively short session today. But thank you to those of you who decided to participate, even though we were a very small group. I don't think we were even 8, but we had 4 or 5 people involved. That's a good start. We'll be doing more of these. I'm not sure what the schedule is going to be. Watch the events section of the Law of Attraction Changed My Life group. I'll be posting information there about future similar events. There are actually some that I've already posted in the last couple days. There's a couple of events tomorrow that I should tell you about. Depending on where you are in the world, you may or may not be able to see it during the daylight hours, because we have such a wide range of daylight hour ranges around the world that visit the group. But they're set to times that we do our podcast. One is tomorrow morning New York time, 8 a.m. New York time. Louis D'Souza, who is one of my co-hosts, a gentleman who hails from London, originally from South Africa, really interesting guy, is bringing on a friend of his who is an expert, and I have to look this thing up every single time, so bear with me while I look it up. She is an expert in Jinshin Jitsu, which is a form of a proactive approach to health and healing, and especially self-healing. And if you have anything from a minor condition to a major condition that you want help with, you'll want to tune in, because Astrid apparently is quite the expert at using some very basic techniques to help you heal whatever it is you need to heal in your life. And then in the afternoon, that would be 4 p.m. New York time, which would be 1 p.m. Los Angeles time and 9 p.m. London time. We will have our second episode of the day, in which Patty Framo, a life coach and one of my co-hosts, will be doing a live life coaching session for a member of her meetup group. And if you've ever wondered what it's like to work with a life coach or to work with a law of attraction coach, this is a great way to find out just by tuning in and watching Patty in action. So if either of those are of interest, please check it out. Also, next Friday, another event that we've listed on the calendar is an event with Linda Armstrong. And essentially, we're going to be doing this same kind of thing that we're doing here, but we're going to do it with her helping each individual participant to clear any negative energies that might be in the way. And she is all about energy. She is an energy life coach. And so if you've ever been concerned that you might have negative energies in the way, or you're concerned that you've got something from your past that it's been blocking you or whatever, you'll want to tune into that one, because that's going to be a great opportunity to basically learn from an expert in energy work how to clear yourself of that kind of thing, and to use, again, this power of 8 to the power of the group to basically give extra impetus to your manifestations and to your desired manifestations. So I guess the point is, keep checking out the events section of the Law of Attraction Changed My Life group, and you'll find out what we're doing. So I don't see any more posts for today, so I'll consider this to be drawn to a conclusion, but I look forward to doing it again with you. Again, I'll be posting more times once I know specifically how often I'll be doing this, but I do want to do this on a regular basis, and feel free to spread the word and let other people know about it as well. If you're not currently friended to me, that's a good way to find out when I'm doing this, because apparently the way the Facebook works, when I post an event, the people who find out about it are people who are friended to me. So friend me, I'll follow you back, and that way you'll be able to get an idea of what's going on with these ongoing events that we're doing here on the Law of Attraction Changed My Life group, and here on the LOA Today podcast. So that does it for me, and I hope you have a great weekend, and we will see you all next time here on LOA Today. Goodbye, everybody.